Hello and welcome to this Dr. Frost Maths key skill video on differentiating a collection of terms in the form ax to the b. Now in a previous video we explored what differentiation actually means, so I'm not going to re-explain that, and how we could differentiate a single expression of the form ax to the b. So just to recap the rule, if you had, say, y is equal to 5x to the 7, to differentiate it, which means to find the gradient function, and remember the gradient function allows us to find the gradient of a curve at a specific point, we multiply the number in the front, the coefficient, by the index, so 5 times 7 is 35, and then we reduce this power by 1, so x to 7 becomes x to 6. Now, if you have a collection of terms like this, which are being added or subtracted together, not multiplied, if you're multiplying terms, there's a different rule from that, which we'll explore later. If you're adding or subtracting these, you can just differentiate them one at a time. So, let's do one at a time here. So we've got dy over dx, which will be the gradient function. 3x to the 8, well, we times the number in the front, the coefficient of 3 by the 8, which is 24, and then reduce that power by 1, so we get x to the 7. What about the next one? Well, we times the 3 over 2 by 4. Well, 3 over 2 is 1.5 times 4 is 6. And then we reduce the power by 1. Now, do you remember, if you just have a number x, like 5x, 7x, 10x, half x, you just drop the x when you differentiate it. So that's just going to become minus 5. And when you differentiate a constant, just like say 2 with no x at all, it just completely disappears. The reason is if you were to write y equals 2, and you were to think about what that looks like, so as a sketch, you have this line here, that's y equals 2. Can you see that the gradient everywhere on that line is 0? So the gradient function of this is just 0, it just disappears. And finally we've got a fractional one here, so we're going to do minus 3 times a fifth, which is minus 3/5. And then you reduce that power by 1. So a fifth minus 1, you could say that's a fifth minus 5/5, that's minus 4/5. And that is the final answer.